Hi guys, it's me, Mrs. Galvin. I'm here to post another read aloud. We don't have that much further to go, so I'm actually hoping that we can make it to the end. So get cozy. Hopefully you've been enjoying, hopefully you enjoyed yesterday's video and you did what I asked and you found a cozy spot to listen. So, just a quick review on what we read yesterday. We figured out that Ruby and Ivan are going to be hopefully going to a zoo, or what they think is a zoo, because of the logo that they saw on the box, like the big crates that what we're going to assume is the zookeeper is trying to get them to go into. So we saw the logo on there, and we're hoping that that's where they're going, but we don't actually know for sure yet. So hopefully we can get a little bit more information this time around and possibly even finish the book. If not, then I will be posting another one to get it finished. So we're going to start. As always, when there is a picture, I will definitely show you. So get cozy and let's get reading. Okay, so this chapter is called Photo. Late at night, Mac opens my cage. The full moon falls on his sagging shoulders, and he seems smaller somehow. Bob, instantly alert, leaps off my stomach and dives under Knot Tag. Don't bother, hiding dog, Mac says. I know you sleep in here. Mac settles onto my tire swing. Might as well stay one more night. Your buddy's leaving tomorrow. Tomorrow? My stomach drops. I'm not ready. I need more time. I haven't said my goodbyes. I haven't thought this through. Mac pulls a small photo out of his shirt pocket. It's me when I was young. Mac and I are in the front seat of his convertible. I'm wearing a baseball cap and eating an ice cream cone. I was a handsome lad, but I have to admit, I look ridiculous, nothing like a real gorilla. We had some laughs, didn't we, Guy? Mac says. Remember when we went on that roller coaster? Or that time I tried to teach you to play basketball? Mac shakes his head, chuckling. You had a lousy jump shot. He stands and sighs and looks around, and he puts the photo back in his pocket. I'm going to miss you, Ivan, he says. And then he leaves, and he doesn't look back. This chapter is called Leaving. Early in the morning, Maya arrives with many other humans. Some have white coats, some have rustling papers. They are hushed and busy and determined. Ruby enters her box first. I'm scared, Ivan, she calls from inside the box. I don't want to leave you. A part of me doesn't want to leave her either, but I know I can't tell her that. Think of all the amazing stories you can share with your new family, I say, and Ruby falls silent. I'll tell them your elephant joke, she says after a long pause. The one about the refrigerator? I bet they'd like that. And be sure to tell them about Bob and Julia and me, I clear my throat, and Stella. I'll remember everyone, Ruby says, especially you. Before I can say any more, they roll her cage out to a waiting truck. It's my turn. Bob is hiding in a corner behind my pool. The humans don't even notice him. And while they're busy making sure my box is ready, Bob sneaks over. He licks my chin just in case there are any leftovers. You, I whisper, are the one and only Bob. I reach for Knot Tag. She is a limp rag without her stuffing. Dribbles of paint cover her fur. I hold her out to Bob, and he tilts his head confused. To help you sleep, I say. Bob takes her in his teeth and slips away. Here's a picture. Good, Ivan, good boy, Maya says when I lumber into my box, and I hear the clicker, and I'm rewarded with a tiny marshmallow. When I'm settled, Maya gives me a sweet drink that tastes of mango and something bitter. My eyelids grow heavy. I want to see what happens next, but I am sleepy, so sleepy. I dream I'm with Tag, and we're swinging from vines while Stella watches, and the sun slices through the thick ceiling of trees, and the breeze tastes like fruit. My eyes flutter open. The box is moving. I am in the grumbling belly of some great beast. I fall back asleep again. I awake to glass and steel. It's a new cage, not unlike my old cage, except that it's much cleaner. Maya's here, and other humans I recognize. Hey there, Ivan, Maya says. He's coming too, guys. I have 3 walls of glass, and the 4th wall is a curtain of wooden slats strung together. This doesn't look like the zoos on TV. Where are all the other animals? Where are the gorillas? Is this where Ruby ended up? In a cage just like her old cage, still alone? Is she cold and hungry and sad? And is there anyone to tell her stories when she can't go to sleep? I miss my old cozy cage, and I miss my art, but most of all I miss Bob. My belly is cold without him. The food is fine here. No soda, though, or cotton candy. I have no visitors here, no sticky-fingered children or weary parents. Only Maya and her humans come with their soothing voices and soft hands. I wonder if I have stopped being famous. Endless days pass, and then I notice something, a change. I don't know what it is, but I taste it in the air like far-off rain clouds gathering. Maya brings me a TV. It is bigger than my old one, and she turns it on. I think you're going to like this show, she says, smiling. I'm hoping for a romance or maybe a Western. But it's a nature show, one without human voices or ads. It's a show about gorillas being gorillas. I watch them eat and groom and play fight, and I even watch them sleep. I wonder why Mac never put on this channel. Every day I watch the gorillas on the TV screen. It's a small family and an odd one, just 3 females and a juvenile male without a silverback to protect them. They groom each other and eat and sleep, then groom each other some more. They are a contented group, placid and good-natured, and although like any family, they bicker from time to time. This morning, for some reason, there is no gorilla show on TV. Maya and the other humans are excited, and they chirp like birds at dawn. Today's the day, they say. I've watched many humans watch me, but never have they looked so happy. Maya goes to the wall of wooden slats, and she grins goofily, and she pulls a string. Gorillas. There's 3 females and a juvenile male. It's the family I've been watching, but they're not on a TV screen. They're on the other side of the glass, watching me, watching them. I see me, lots of me. I cover my eyes and I look again, and they are still there. Every day, I watch them through my window the way my visitors used to watch me. See how they chase, groom, see how they play and sleep, see how they live. They're graceful the way Stella was, moving just enough, only as much as they need. They stare at me, heads tilted, pointing and hooting, and I wonder, are they as fascinated by me as I am by them? Her hoots make my ears hurt. I admire her intact canines from afar. Her name is Kenyani. She is faster than I am, spry and probably smarter, although I'm twice her size, and that too is important. But she is terrifying and beautiful, like a painting that moves. Today, the humans led me to a door. On the other side, Kenyani and the others wait for me. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to be a silverback. I'm Ivan, just Ivan, and only Ivan. I decide it's not a good day to socialize. I'll try again tomorrow. All night, I lie awake wondering about Ruby. Has she already walked through a door like the one I'm facing? Was she as scared as I am? Scared the way she must have been that day she fell in the hole? I think of Ruby's endless curiosity and of the questions she loved to ask. Have you ever danced with a tiger, Ivan? Will your fur turn blue? Why doesn't that little boy have a tail? If Ruby were here with me, she'd be asking, what's on the other side of the door, Ivan? Ruby would want to know, and she would have been through that door by now. Want to try again, Ivan? Maya asks. I think of Ruby and I tell myself that it's time. The door opens. This chapter is called Outside at Last. Sky and grass and a tree, an ant, a stick, a bird, dirt, clouds, wind, flowers, rocks, rain. It's all mine, 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 mine. I sniff, approach, strut a bit, but the others don't welcome me. They have sharp teeth and loud voices. Did I do something wrong? Kenyani chases me and she throws a stick at me. She corners me. I know that she's testing me to see if I'm a true silverback, one who can protect her family. I cower and hide my eyes. Maya lets me back into my cage. I lie awake and try to remember what it was like being a gorilla. How did we move? How did we touch? How did we know who was boss? I try to think past the babies and the motorbikes and the popcorn and the short pants. I try to imagine Ivan as he might have been. The juvenile male approaches. He's eyeing my food hungrily. I imagine a different Ivan, my father's son. I grumble and swat and swagger, and I beat my chest so the whole world hears. Kenyani watches, and so do the others. I move toward the young upstart, and he retreats, almost as if he believes I'm the silverback that I'm pretending to be. I'm making a nest on the ground. It isn't a true jungle nest. The leaves are inferior, and the sticks are brittle. They snap when I weave them into place. The others watch, grunting their disapproval. Too small, too flimsy, an ugly thing to see. But when I climb into the leafy cradle, it's like floating on treetop mist. Maya wants me to go back to the glass cage. I can tell because she is tempting me toward the door with a trail of tiny marshmallows. I try to ignore her. I don't want to leave the outside. It's a cloudless day, and I've found just the right spot for a nap. But I relent when she adds yogurt raisins to the trail. She knows my weaknesses all too well. In the glass cage, the TV is on. It's another nature show, jerky and unfocused. I expect to see gorillas, but none appear. And I hear a shrill sound, like a toy trumpet. My heart quickens, and I rush close to the screen, and there she is, Ruby. She is rolling in a lovely pool of mud with two other young elephants. Another elephant approaches. She towers over Ruby. She strokes Ruby and nudges her and makes soft noises. They stand side by side just the way Stella and Ruby used to. Their trunks entwine, and I see something new in Ruby's eyes, and I know what it is. It's joy. I watch the whole thing, and then Maya plays it again for me, and at last she turns off the TV and carries it out of the cage. I put my hand to the glass. Maya looks over. Thank you, I try to say with my eyes. Thank you. Kenyani ambles toward me. She taps me on the shoulder, and Knuckle runs away. I watch her, arms crossed over my chest. I'm careful not to make a sound. I'm not sure what we're doing. She ambles back, shoves at me, dashes past, and then I realize what's happening. We're playing. We're playing tag, and I'm it. I make eye contact, show my form, I strut, I grunt, throw a stick, grunt some more, make some moves. Romance is hard work. It looks so easy on TV. I'm not sure I will ever get the hang of it. I wish Bob were here. I could sure use some advice. I try to recall all the romance movies we watched together. I remember the talking and the hugging. I'm not very good at this, but it's fun trying. Is there anything sweeter than the touch of another as she pulls a dead bug from your fur? Gorillas aren't chatty like humans, prone to gossip and bad jokes, but now and again we swap a story under the sun. One day it's my turn. I tell my troop about Mac and Ruby and Bob and Stella and Julia and George, about my mother and my father and my sister. When I am done, they look away silent. Kenyani moves closer. Her shoulder brushes mine, and we let the sun soak into our fur together. I've explored every nook and cranny of this place except for a hill at the far end where the workers have been repairing a wall. They're finally gone. They left behind fresh white brick and a mound of black dirt. And while the others laze in the morning sun, I want to explore the hilltop. They've been there before, but I have not. Everything is still fresh to my eyes. I take my time going uphill, savoring the feel of grass on my knuckles. The breeze carries the shouts of children and the drowsy hum of bumblebees. And near the top of the hill is a low-limbed tree, the kind my sister would have loved. The wall is endless and clean and white, stretching far down to the habitats beyond my own. It's high and wide and carefully built to keep us in and others out. This is, after all, still a cage. It rained last night, and the pile of dirt is soft to the touch. I scoop up a handful and breathe in the loomy smell. It's a rich brown color, heavy and cool in my palm, and the wall waits like an endless blank billboard. This chapter is called The Wall. It's a big wall, but it's a big pile of dirt, and I'm a big artist. I slap handfuls of mud on the warm cement, and I make a handprint. I tap my nose with a muddy finger, and I make a nose print. I slide my palms up and down. The mud is thick and hard to use, but I keep moving and scooping and spreading. I don't know what I'm making, and I don't care. I make swoops and swirls and thick lines and figures and shapes and lights and shadows. I'm an artist at work. When I'm done, I step back to admire my work, but it's a large canvas, and I'd like to get a better view. I go to the thick-limbed tree and grab the lowest branch. I try to swing my legs. Ugh, I land hard. I'm too big to climb, I suppose. I try again anyway, and this time I pull myself onto the first limb, gasping for breath. One more limb, then two, and I can't go any further. Perched halfway up the tree, I see my troop still dozing contentedly. I take in the wall, splattered and splashed with mud, not much color, but lots of movement. I like it. It feels dreamy and wild, like something Julia might have made. From my seat in the tree, I can see beyond the wall. I see giraffes and hippos, and I see deer with legs like delicate twigs. I see a bear snoozing in a hollow log. I see elephants. She's far away, belly deep in tall grass, with others by her side. Ruby. She's here, Stella, I whisper. Ruby is safe, just like I promised. I call to Ruby, but the wind tugs at my words, and I know she'll never hear me. Still, Ruby pauses for a second, her ears spread wide like tiny sails. Then, with lumbering grace, she moves on through the grass. It's a cloudy evening, chill and drizzly. Dinner is on its way, but I don't care. At night, we sleep in our den, but I'm always the last to head inside. I've been inside long enough. This time of day, there aren't many visitors, just a few stragglers, leaning on the wall that separate us. They point, they take a couple photos, then head over to the nearby giraffes. One of the keepers is beckoning. Reluctantly, I turn to go, and out of the corner of my eye, I see someone running, and I pause. It's a girl with dark hair lugging a backpack, and a man follows behind, racing to catch up. Ivan, the girl yells, Ivan! It's Julia. I scramble to the edge of the wide moat that skirts the wall. Julia and George wave to me. I dash back and forth, hooting and grunting, doing a gorilla dance of happiness. Calm down, says a voice. You're behaving like a chimp. I freeze. A tiny nut-brown, big-eared head pops out of Julia's backpack. Nice place, Bob says. Bob, I say, it's really you, in the flesh. How, where? I can't seem to find any words. George's job at the zoo doesn't start till next month, so he and Julia made an agreement. She's walking 3 extra dogs to cover my food. And get this, they're all poodles. You said you didn't want a home, I say. Yeah, Bob says, but Julia's mom likes my company, so I figured I'm doing everybody a favor. It's a win-win. Julia pushes Bob's head back inside her backpack. You're not supposed to be here, she reminds him. Ivan looks great, doesn't he, Jules? George asks. Strong and happier even. Julia holds up a little photo, but it's too far away for me to see. It's Ruby, Ivan. She's with the other elephants now, because of you. I know I want to tell her. I saw with my own eyes. We stare across the expanse that separates us, and after a while, George pats Julia's arms. Time to go, Jules. Julia gives a wistful smile. Bye, Ivan. Say hello to your new family. She turns to George. Thank you, Dad. For what? For... She gestures toward me. For this. They turn to leave, and the lamps that light the zoo pathways blink on, blanketing the world with yellow light. I can just make out Bob's little head sticking out of Julia's backpack. You are the one and only Ivan, he calls. I nod and then turn toward my family, my life and my home. A mighty silverback, I whisper. So that's actually the very end of the story. A little longer video, but I knew we only had a few pages left, so I wanted to make sure that we finished today. All the videos are uploaded onto the YouTube channel, so if you missed any, you can definitely go back and watch them. I'm going to try and get some things together so that way we can actually start a new read aloud together. But I want to take some votes from you about what we can read next, because we have a good, couple of months before we're going to be all done together. So I hope you like this video. I hope you really love the end of the story. I think that's so cool that they finally made it to the zoo and that they're going to be taken care of much better than what was going on when they were living in the mall with Mac. So I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope you've been following along and finding your cozy spot to listen to the story. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.